Welcome into this edition of Deseret News Rewind, presented by Tosh, the Orthopedic Specialty Hospital. Our game of the week come to you live here from Farmington High School as the Farmington Phoenix host the Roy Royals in a key Region 5 matchup. Thanks for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. We've got a lot of interesting points to talk about. Kickoff just about ready to set here from Farmington High School. The Phoenix in the teal and black striped uniforms and Roy in the all-white kits on the road here today. And we are underway from Farmington High School. The second match between these two teams in region. First one went the way of the Roy Royals. That one happening just up the road here in Roy. That game went to double overtime as the Royals got the 3-2 victory, and it was a pivotal one to help set up a pivotal match here at Farmington as Roy will throw in quickly. And out again off the Phoenix. Cody Moore will take this throw in for Roy. Roy coming in just a half game out of second place in Region 5. This ball in the box, cleared away. Coming up, and that is going to be sent wide and out of play off the foot of Porter Sigmiller. Ball touchdown, put in play, come near side with Mitchell Pruitt. Pruitt with a little bit of space there. Receives it back. Boy, nice movement through a couple of Roy defenders. Farmington still possessing here near the midfield. This with Isaac Beckman. And now this ball played out wide. Farmington was in pretty good shape in region. And then a pair of losses to Box Elder and Bountiful have Farmington coming in right now, right on the outside of that playoff picture. This is a must-win game for the Phoenix. They've got a pair left with Woods Cross and Viewmont, the top two teams in this region. But points here critical for Farmington in their playoff hopes as they couldn't get that clearance. Far side challenge coming up, and that's going to be out off of Farmington. Out off of Roy. Farmington to throw in. Our linesman got so excited to make the call. Lost the flag there momentarily. And this one out. Farmington to throw in again. Into the middle. And that ball lost. Hansen with it here for the Royals near midfield. This ball trying to be sent ahead for a run. Nice play by Flores. Wearing the captain's band, able to clear it out. But Farmington still with the possession. Pruitt. Try to get it top of the box. And then that one sent high off the foot of Stibson. We'll have another Phoenix throw-in. Talking with Coach Grant before the game, talked about it's a young group, first-year program here at Farmington High School. They beat Woods Cross 3-1 earlier in the year, tied Viewmont at zeros. So you would think that they certainly can match up with those two games they have remaining. Said at times they make youthful errors that have come back to cost them, and at times they play really, really well. A young roster here at Farmington and building the foundations of what will be a strong soccer program. And this one sent ahead for Mason McCray. McCray with a nice touch ahead. Here's Beckman trying to get it in the box. And Beckman went down, but a corner earned here for Farmington. Mason McCray from the... Oh, we'll do that one more time. Need to get set. McCray from the flag. That ball over the head of the keeper. That ball kept in on the far side. And we've got a whistle here. The foul called on the challenge. Hudson just a junior. That ball turned over to McCray, and then he tried to play it back. Gave it up to Farmington. Boy, good challenge there from Matson. Couldn't keep it away from Bischoff. Good challenge coming up there from Pruitt. He's been active today on the pitch for Farmington. That ball out for a Phoenix throw-in. Thrown in for Langveld. And out off Farmington. Both these two teams missing pivotal players. For Roy, Ethan Marker is out. They expect him back in time for playoffs. Meanwhile, for Farmington, Nicholas Wood is out of the country right now doing some humanitarian work. He also will be back for a playoff push. As this throw-in in play from Moore. Able to find Stimson in the middle, now wide. Looking ahead for Campbell. Broken up for Farmington. This one in the box, and coming out will be Zach Bingham. Junior keep for the Phoenix as his kick sent right back up. Coming back was Campbell. Able to help secure the possession for the Royals. That ball a little too long. McCray came up but couldn't gather it, and then we've got a whistle right here. Kick from Parker Stewart. Another whistle here. Put in play by Pruitt. Boy, good defense there by Bischoff, able to come away with it for Roy. Touched right back by Deontay Ben. Ben with it. Tried to play wide. That ball got deflected on the way, and then trying to play the ball out. I thought it got deflected off of Roy, but I say out off of Farmington. Ruled to go to Roy. Thrown into the box. Top of the box, and this one wide of the net, out of play. Bingham coming near side. Here's Mattson looking to send a ball up the field. Some good pressure put on there by Farmington. Able to win it. Here's Astle. Astle playing ahead for McCray. McCray, boy, was trying to get that left-footed shot squared up, and a nice play made by the Roy D. Throw it in here to McCray, right back to Pruitt. Looked in the box, but nobody there for Farmington, and Bodley will gather it for the Royals. Through 10 minutes, still no score here at Farmington High School. Ball sent ahead. Ben has that one taken away. Challenge on that far line. That ball kept in play. Now it goes out. It'll be a throw in for Farmington. There's Beckman. Beckman couldn't get rid of that one. Lost it to the Royal D. That pass a little off the mark. Farmington able to come away with it. As Pruitt played to McCray. Looking up the field. Couple of Phoenix there. They touch it over Bodley, and it is kept out of the net. What a defensive play made for the Roy Royals. Man, it looked like Farmington going to get on the board, and credit Carter Lloyd for the big defensive play on that back line. Boy, a beautiful touch up and over Hudson Bodley. Folks, that's why as a defense you just never give up. Roy able to keep that one out of the back of the net, and we're still scoreless here in the 12th. Speaking of good defense, a nice job there for Farmington as this ball sent ahead, and Bingham will come out to gather it in the box. Long kick here from the keep. Boy, no call there from the center. As Farmington possessing here. McCray into traffic. Had some help. This ball sent up. Boy. And that one not handled cleanly by Bodley, but able to regather. And it looked like Roy maybe didn't realize that Jed Holbrook was on a bit of a run there. Fortunate for the Royals. Talking with Coach Grant before the game, Farmington said, hey, you know, we get opportunities. Just got to take advantage. As here's Ben on the other end. And that ball's still in. Can they get one on frame? No. That shot deflected away by the Farmington D. And opportunities on both ends now where the defense has been able to come up with big plays for each side. As this one played out by Farmington. Middle of the field with Stimson. And a trip here. Going to be the call. Good pressure put on by Jackson Ray. Farmington coming away with it. Advantage was ruled, but given up. Nice move there by Stimson. As Roy couldn't get it across midfield. Here comes Farmington. Beckman. Roy able to collapse down, waiting for help here from Pruitt. Pruitt turns it, that head into the box and caught cleanly by Hudson Bodley the keep. That one headed right back. Stimson couldn't get the first clear. Instead, we'll pass it up now. I think this is Carter Ray. Maybe a touch or two too long. Roy couldn't come away with it, and then a foul called there on the Phoenix. In our 15th minute. Know the score in this Region 5 match. Here's Beckman. Played to Pruitt, but just behind him, out of play. Back with Stewart. Stewart looking up the field for Ben over his head. One played out off of Roy. That throw-in didn't make it through Roy's defense. As Moyes is able to clear that ball up to midfield. That one went off the wrong way. Here's Beckman, tried to play to the middle. Couldn't tell if that ball got deflected or not. That ball gets through. Here's McCray, the left-footed shot, too tall for Mason McCray. A great look for the wing. Well, a couple times where that back line of Roy has given up opportunities to Farmington. And so far, the Phoenix have been kept off the scoreboard, but not by much. Good strike from McCray. Trying to find that first goal for the Phoenix. Is this one Stewart back? That one just given away. McCray lost his footing momentarily. Boy, nice move by Mason McCray. And a challenge there in the box and the clear from Carter Lloyd of Roy. That one nearly given away at midfield. Farmington able to recover. Here's McCray. He's got Beckman ahead of him. Instead goes to the middle. That one able to get through. Mason Astle trying to track it down. He won't get there, and Roy will throw in. Space here for Roy. Good find as he's able to get it up with Hansen. Now Stimson with it. Ball just ricocheting between the two teams at midfield. Here's Holbrook. Holbrook plays it wide. Beckman. That ball snuck through. A couple of Phoenix thinking it was intended for someone else. And that one sent out. A couple substitutions for Roy. Nick Vanderwerf coming on for Cameron Stimson. Meanwhile, for Farmington, Spencer Wall, the sophomore, coming on for Beckman. As we approach the midway point here in our first half, no score between these two teams jockeying for playoff position. Farmington has had a nice start to this match as they tried to send the ball ahead again, and this one gathered by Bodley. Talking with Coach Grant, said, you know, at the start we're trying to get some positive things going, and they've had some positive things on the year, but also in the match here today. Can they finish them out? Played ahead for McCray. McCray in the box again. McCray able to sneak it past, but just wide of the net. Mason McCray again with his second fantastic look, and here Hudson Bodley looks a little shaken, slow to get up. Bodley looks to be okay. He'll stay on here as we are in our 21st minute. That ball deflected out off Roy. Mentioned that 3-2 loss in the first match. Farmington led the game at half, and Roy came back to win it. As substitution here for the Royals, Daxton Tucker coming on for Porter Sigmiller. Has been able to head this up the field and played out by the defensive Jackson Ray. Long throw in here from Tucker into the box. Ben able to get a head-on frame, but Bingham alert, able to make the save for the Farmington Phoenix. Is his first action in a little bit. That one came up off the face of the defender Carter Lloyd. Try to drop that one back for Ben. Instead it's the Phoenix. Here's McCray. Wall. Boy, man on from behind. Advantage given here. Here's Pruitt. Well, that one deflected. McCray. Boy, I thought McCray was going to come track that down. Instead, Stewart plays it out for Roy. Cooper Green has come on for the Roy Royals. Meanwhile, Isaac Beckman back on for Farmington. Pruitt. A long shot, and that one wide and out of play. Bodley's kick. Two teams trading it here. Here's McCray. McCray, boy, just poked away. Nice job there by Tucker. McCray lets that roll out for the Farmington throw in here. In with Langveld. And Coleman Hansen comes up with it, but gives it away. And now a late whistle here. The call going against Farmington. 25th minute and no score between Farmington and Roy. Good pressure put on here by Farmington. They made Roy retreat. Tried to play that in the middle with Bischoff, but Farmington continuing to put that pressure on. Bischoff again. A number of Phoenix around him. Will drop it back wide. That one not handled very cleanly, but Roy able to keep it momentarily. And that one will roll out. Roy to throw in. That one played out off of Roy. Farmington to throw in. Looking up the line. This ball will be beyond all and out of play. We'll have a kick coming from Bingham. Touches it down quickly. Goes on that far side. And Ben going to be called here for the trip. It's Carter Ray. Got upended. He looks to be okay for the Phoenix. And we'll have a kick in play. Farmington coming near side with Pruitt. Able to settle it. But man on quickly as Gabe Campbell was coming over for Roy. Farmington, a possession team, trying to be wise here. That ball kept in play. Ben forced Farmington to move that maybe a little quicker than they would have liked. Here's Bischoff, wide. Now with Vanderwerf. Here's Parker Stewart, and that one won by Beckman. Beckman up that left side, played out by Roy. Farmington to throw in. Farmington spent a lot of time down on this Roy end. Don't have anything to show for it on the scoreboard. Coach Grant would love to see that momentum continue for his group. That one tried to be touched near the top of the box. Nobody there for Farmington as Roy sends it down. Ben giving chase. It'll be beyond him. His last touch by Farmington out of play. Roy here to throw in. In the box. Ben in the box and sent this one long. In play near side with Pruitt. That one turned over. And again, going the other way. Giveaways here at Farmington High as that one tried to be centered, deflected, out of play for a corner. It'll be Nick Vanderwerf. This one headed right into the chest of Bingham. Good positioning there for the keep. Ben was able to win it in the air, but could not beat the junior, Zach Bingham. And we're still scoreless. Roy will throw in. 1 week left in the regular season. And a win here for Roy would go a long way towards securing a berth in the state playoffs. Region 5 will match up with Region 7 in the first round of the playoffs this year, which means you don't want to be in that 4th seed. Even the 3rd seed out of this region will have a tough path. As Brighton and Alta seem to have the number 1 and 2 seeds in a relatively safe hold. Those two teams been powers in 5A for a number of years now and look to be again this year. So important to try to get a 1 or 2 seed out of this Region 5. This ball headed out off of Roy again. Thrown in for Ray. And we've got to call this just outside the box. And for Farmington, you're probably pretty glad you get another opportunity as Roy had that pretty well sniffed out. Now we'll try. The roller. Boy, and that one got through. But Farmington couldn't get a foot on it. They'll get the throw in. This one headed up and Bodley able to come out and gather. Long kick here from Hudson. Right to Ben. Ben able to handle a couple of Phoenix defenders. Plays ahead. Touch back for Ben. Has a man wide. He goes there with Green. Green, the center. And this one, boy, did that get deflected? Couldn't tell. It did not. A great opportunity for Roy. And again, I mean, this one set up from about 8 yards out. Couldn't get it on frame. Nice touch from Ben. Good ball from Green. They've had a couple of now that have gone wide and found the chest of. And Farmington, which started so strong, we've seen a good response from Roy here. Both teams have had 2 or 3 real great opportunities in this first half. As Roy trying to keep that pressure on, retreating now is Ray. And he'll play that ball out with Ben right there. Roy to throw in. Service for Ben, didn't get there, headed out of the box, and now cleared by the Phoenix defense. It's Tucker plays this wide for Moyes. Able to get it up with Miles. Here comes Miles. Tries to play one wide for Watkins, and the defensive Carter Ray has been stout today, plays it out. Through the 35th minute. Touched back, but not kept in play. Farmington will have the throw. Drop back here with LeQuinn. Now near side for Tucker. Space for Tucker. When Farmington was just waiting to pounce on that, but they couldn't take advantage of it. Challenge there, and it's McCray. Nice touch from Beckman, trying to get it back with McCray, but was too far beyond him, and Stewart will drop it back to the keep Bodley. A foul here in the air, going to be called on Weeks as he got his hands into the back of Ben. LeQuinn will take this from 45 yards away. Into the box. And that one out just as quickly as it was serviced. Good challenge. Well, nice job coming up. I think it might have been Carter Lloyd. As this ball trickles through. Binghamton able to gather it. Bingham's kick, boy, went right to Green. As Farmington plays it out. And that ball cleared. Here's McCray. Had Bingman ahead of him, or Beckman ahead of him. Was trying to get there as Stewart will plays this out for the throw. And with that, our 78th minute complete. No more time updates in this half, as that one couldn't be cleared. And then the foul there, as Beckman getting called here for the upend. This ball put in play by Bodley. And the linesman there to call the flag or the foul. Right near midfield. Into the box. Ben trying to get there. Will head it out of play. This ball in play. Headed back up and out. That ball will trickle out. This ball to the middle. There's Ray. And out off of Roy. And that one cleared back down for Roy. Trying to be escorted, and Bingham able to wait for that one to trickle back in the box. He'll roll it out with Matson, and there's the first half. Opportunities for each side, none converted, and we're scoreless at the half. Farmington, Roy, a key Region 5 matchup right here on Deseret News Rewind, presented by Intermountain Tosh. And indeed, well, I was going to say we're underway, but had to get that clock set. Now we are. Second half underway between Farmington and Roy. We talk about the crucialness of this match. Roy just 2 points behind Woods Cross for the number 2 seed. Just 1 week left here in the regular season. Meanwhile, Farmington is 3 points behind Roy, trying to help their chances at a berth for the state playoffs as this one played out off Farmington. And Box Elder may be the team that these Farmington hopes hinge on a little bit. Had just beat Farmington 4-0. And today they are going up against Woods Cross, and then they've got Box Elder then they have Bountiful do the Box Elder Bees. And Farmington would certainly need some help to try to catch up and overtake Box Elder. As Roy will throw in here. The throw in for Roy intended for Ben, headed out of the box. Stimson trying to settle it and had that one taken away. Nice contest there by Farmington's Jackson Ray. As Roy can't keep that ball in play. Hanson. Roy, it will settle it. Had space there. Here's Ben. Good contest from McCray. Ben trying to work around him, and the foul here going to be called on Mason McCray on the challenge. So Stewart will take this kick on the other side of midfield. Plays it shallow with Sigmiller. Sigmiller now looking ahead, headed out by Ray. And some space here. Boy, nice decision there from Astle. Still has it. Plays this ball ahead and wide, but well beyond McCray. As Roy will track this down before letting it roll out. That's Sigmiller with the possession here. And Sigmiller sends the ball ahead. Nobody there for Roy. As Farmington able to gather. Now near side with Carter Ray. Ray had some real nice defensive plays in that first half for the Farmington D. As this ball played ahead, but nobody there for Roy. Nice touch. McCray, this one was just a bit wide for him. Able to be gathered by Sigmiller for Roy, and Roy now able to clear it up the field. That one was beyond the target. I think it was Daxton Tucker on that far side. No, it might have been Bischoff, actually. Farmington to throw in. And a high kick here. The call from our center. You could tell the center was growing weary of it. It ends up giving the card here to Beckman in the 45th minute. So he has come off, picking up the yellow. A good challenge there from Ray, but Roy able to send this ball back down. Off the hop, Bingman will gather as it was well beyond any Roy forward, including Ben as well as Campbell. Up the sideline, nice piece of work using that sideline by McCray. Now taps the brakes, plays to the middle as Ray couldn't hold it. And now it is Roy. Is that one a screamer right past the noggin of our center? Well alert as play continuing on here. A little bit of a shoulder. There's a call from the center and the foul drawn there by Farmington. Touchdown put in play quickly. Near side, this ball centered and able to be caught cleanly by Bodley. It's a good thought there by Ray. Couldn't find anyone in the box, and as we've completed our 45th minute, Bodley sends this one up the field. Here's Hansen now with it. Has space as he plays ahead for Bischoff. Bischoff looking for a ball in the box, and a nice shield there as Campbell couldn't get a run on the defense of Matson. You see Farmington now playing with some spacing. That ball movement, just trying to create some openings here in this Roy side. Is that one chested down. Nice job by Carter Lloyd. Farmington able to gather it at midfield. A good ball movement there just through the Roy defense. Chipped back up ahead for Carter Ray. Ray won't be able to get there as he'll call it off. And a kick coming up here from Bodley. But you see, they almost try to lull you to sleep a little bit with that possession in the midfield, and then once an opportunity presents itself right up the pitch, good idea from Farmington is, again, this ball back to the defensive third of Roy, able to be gathered by Sigmiller, who will clear it up to midfield, and Deontay Ben. Ben, the junior forwards, had a nice game today for Roy as he finds it at his feet. Here comes Ben leading the charge. Has a man wide in the middle. Ben with the left-footed kick, and this one gathered off the turf. A long kick here from the keep. Takes a high bounce. Stewart able to head it back with Bodley, who gathers off one bounce. Up for Ben, able to head one up. And boy, contact there, and we're going to get an automatic card here as Bingham came out of the box to play it. Got ran over. Let's play to that far side. Time for Pruitt. As Roy starting to amp up some of the pressure defensively here. They're going to come near side with Carter Ray. Ray tried to center it. That ball got deflected. Now Farmington able to regather with Jackson Ray. Ray at midfield looking for some help. That ball touched ahead and then cleared out by Carter Lloyd of the Roy defense. To the middle, and that time it's Coleman Hansen for Roy coming away with it. Now Stimson at midfield. Playing out wide to the wing. That ball over pursued a little bit. Opens up some space for Sigmiller into Ben. Ben top of the box. And Ben, boy, no call there coming. I think Roy would have liked one. You see Coach Charlesworth up. Roy still with it. As Carter Ray couldn't get the total clear, at least able to evade some of the pressure. Here's Ben. Drops it back now with Hansen. Hansen trying to play ahead. Nice job by Pruitt for Farmington. Roy still with the possession here. Tried to play that one back off the side of the foot of Ray, I believe. And now finally cleared by Farmington. Touched ahead for Ben. Ben got disrupted, but able to regather here. Deontay Ben plays the ball ahead, and this ball saved by Bingham. Boy, it might have been Cody Moore, I believe. The Roy bench again looking for a whistle in the box. They don't get it as Cody Moore went to the turf. But how about Bingham with a big save there for Farmington to keep this scoreboard clean here in the second half. As there's a forearm in the back, and boy, you got to be careful here as Jackson Ray didn't like the contact from Stimson. And Stimson going to pick up the yellow, as will Ray. So matching yellows here on each side. So bookings on both sides. And it will be Farmington from 36 yards out. Bodley able to track that the entire way and gathered in the air. 52nd minute, the bookings on Stimson and Ray. As they both have come off. We presume that will be a short time spent on the bench. As it was Ryan Miles coming on for Roy. Meanwhile, on for Farmington is Beckman. Ball played ahead for Ben. A foul called here on Farmington as Ben got upended. 44 yards out. Stewart on the take. And this ball off target wide. Nick Vanderwerf back on the pitch for Roy here. As this ball touched ahead. Opportunity for Farmington, perhaps. Centered, and a good challenge coming back by Moyes, and then a roller that Bodley able to handle. Nice run up there from Farmington. As Roy has it here. Played ahead for Ben. Ben trying to get around Ray. Ben in the box. Again, Ben loses it, gets tripped up, and now we will get a call. So this will set up a penalty kick for Roy. Carter Ray does not like the call. So it will be Ryan Miles from 12 yards out going up against Zach Bingham. Miles, back of the net. The Roy Royals scoring on the penalty kick. Ryan Miles from 12 yards out, and Roy takes a 1-0 lead. Leads to the penalty kick for Roy, and they're able to convert 1-0 here. The advantage for the Royals. And now Farmington, we talked about how big this game was for their playoff hopes. Going to have to find that equalizer here in just over 20 minutes. Bodley in play. And Farmington able to gain the possession at midfield. This ball chipped ahead by Langeveld. Still coming up with it. Played wide now for Ray. Here's Carter Ray with it. Marked by Moyes. Ray able to get around him. 3 Roy defenders there. Slipped one through, but it was a little behind his teammate Spencer Wall, and Roy able to get the clear out of the box. Roy looked like they could have potentially countered, but that passed a little off the mark. Here's Beckman with it. Plays over with McCray. McCray trying to get around Sigmiller. McCray with some patience. Plays to the middle. A long shot coming, just wide. It got deflected. We'll head to the flag here. Great opportunity there for Mason Astle. I think this is Langeveld from the flag. This one gets through, and the shot sent wide. Boy, a good opportunity for Farmington. Substitution here. Dallin Watkins coming on for the Roy Royals as Deontay Ben. Boy, hard and well-deserved time on the bench for Ben, as he has made a lot of runs, particularly in this second half, and helped to set up that penalty that is the difference in the match right now. So we'll have a substitution for Farmington. As Jackson Ray has come on for the Phoenix. Spencer Wall coming off. As we are in our 60th minute here at Farmington High School. Roy still has hopes of a home playoff game. A win here would go a long ways towards helping that, as that one was just beyond Astle, and it will be a throw-in for Roy. Thrown into that back line of Roy. What challenge at midfield. And we're playing on. Far side, and a foul here. I think it's going to go against Roy at will, as Campbell got a little aggressive with that arm. This ball put in play for Langeveld. Trying to receive it back, but rushing back was Miles, able to disrupt it for Roy. And this one sent ahead, and I think it was out of play. Top of the box. That ball snuck through. Still in the box. Touched over. And boy, fortunate that Bischoff came up, but he's paying the bitter end of that one. Bischoff trying to get up. Came in to make a challenge on Langeveld. And Bischoff, well, that did not look good, but he did his job to help disrupt the opportunity there for Farmington and keep this at 1-0. So coming back, Farmington to throw in. As Bischoff now being attended to on that far line, and a foul here on the challenge. So another kick coming up here for Farmington. They'll touch it down quickly. And boy, you got to be real careful with those as Roy, Dallin Watkins come up to put some pressure on him quickly. And if you're Farmington, you want to hurry, but you also don't want to get rid of your opportunities. There's another foul here on the challenge, this one by Moyes, drawn by Jackson Ray, and Farmington will have a kick here in the 65th minute. Farmington looking for the equalizer, 65th minute. It will be Carter Ray from 38 yards out. This ball into the box, snuck through, the shot, and the equalizer! Farmington equalizes in the 65th minute. Cameron Bingham, the freshman, coming up with a huge goal for Farmington, not only in the match, but in their hopes for playoffs. We talked about how important points are in this match for Farmington, and the freshman coming through, and love the reaction from the bench. How about the whole bench and team coming over to congratulate the freshman Cam Bingham on a goal and some life back in that Phoenix bench. As Roy here will have the throw-in. Our apologies. Had the scoreboard wrong there. We failed to credit Roy with their goal back in the 55th. So we will get that or have that sorted out. We've got a foul here on the challenge in the air called on Roy. So one apiece, and we'll have a kick here for Farmington coming from inside the box. It'll be Bingham to take it. I believe Cam, the younger brother of Zach, thought I heard some fans say that. As this ball, they're trying to chip it up ahead for Cam. Farmington not allowing Roy to clear. Here's Holbrook. Cam plays it back. Holbrook, top of the box, trying to get a shooting lane. Able to peel back. Here's Ray. The Roy defense now set as Beckman is marked. Looking for a little bit of space, and he'll have to send this back for support with Matson. That time, Carter Ray was waiting for that one to come, allowed the defense of Vanderwerf to come up, play it out. This ball headed and then cleared by Roy. There's Langeveld. And Langeveld, an easy call there by our center. This one headed back, now in the box, and that gathered by Bingman. Pressure is being put on there, I believe, by Miles for Roy. Bingman will roll it out near side with Carter Ray. Here's Jackson Ray dropping this. A ball sent ahead. Nobody there for Farmington. Is Stewart able to settle that one easily? Now Hansen dropping it back. Here's Ben. And that ball is pinballed around a little bit. Farmington came out with it momentarily. Good pressure there by Stimson. And then he lost it to Beckman. Bingman was trying to stay on side, and by the time Beckman able to send it up too far, as this will roll out, and we'll have a kick coming for Bodley. In our 70th minute. Is this one headed back up? Beckman able to touch that to McCray. A foul called here on the challenge from Roy. From 40 yards out. Ray looking on frame. And that one snuck through and then is played out for the corner. Langeveld from the flag. That one pinballed. Here's Jackson Ray. Far side. Marked by Hansen. A foul here. Called on Hansen. This ball backside. Couldn't be kept in. And it'll be a kick here for Bodley. Roy trying to send this ball up quickly. Ben waiting for some reinforcements. He'll drop it back here. Time. Little two-man game. Played to the middle. That a little behind Stimson, but he's able to get there easily. Stimson in the middle. Coming near side with Moyes. That one could be kept in. So Farmington getting the throw in here. Thrown in on the run. Tried to be headed up for Bingham. Boy, good idea there by Jackson Ray. The foul on the challenge there called. And Farmington again will have a free kick here, this time from the opposite side of midfield. Drew Matson will take this kick for the Phoenix. That one headed out. Carter Ray coming up. Ray still with it. Ray plays it around the defense. Ray to center. And that one just sent high. Boy, a good ball from Ray, and Holbrook able to make contact, but sent it well over the goal. And now it's Farmington putting a lot of pressure on this Roy defense in the last few minutes. As here's Cody Moore. That one played out by Farmington. Substitution for Roy. Kyle Miller comes off. As Gabe Campbell back on, this one in the box and not sent over the crossbar again. A kick coming here for Farmington. Bingham. Here's Ben, trying to find some room, able to play through a couple of Farmington defenders, and Ben a roller here that will be gathered. That ball got deflected. Bingham does a nice job to gather. Boy, been really impressed with Ben. I mentioned just a junior. I mean, has another year for Roy, and he's going to be a young man to keep your eye on for Roy soccer. Creates a lot of opportunities. Is Stimson able to settle? And that time sticking with it was Coleman Hansen. Is that one between a couple of Royals? Langeveld couldn't settle it. Ben came up to try to play it. Instead, it's Farmington that comes out with it. To that other side, McCray, and that went the opposite way of his momentum. It'll trickle out. Roy to throw in. Through 75 minutes here at Farmington High School, this throw in over Ben, but Ben now finds it in his possession. Ben still with it, and a foul here called on Farmington. Looks like we're going to have a card from 30 yards out. This ball on the ground. Hansen couldn't center it. Defensed well by Matson. And that ball will roll out. Farmington to throw in. Roy with it. Here's Hansen, a shot. And that ball just goes wide of the net. Boy, Bingman makes a nice save. And that one looked like it might go in. It does go wide. We'll head to the corner with the Royals. Nick Vanderwerf from the flag for Roy. Trying to get that lead back. Backside, headed right to Bingham. Makes a nice save. The junior will roll it out quickly with Carter Ray. Ray wisely there. Pulled off the gas. Allowing himself to more cleanly gather. As this one headed back by Stimson out of play. Farmington will have the throw in. Holbrook to throw in for the Phoenix. Looking in the box, that one need out. We'll do it again, this time further down. You can see in your screen, 78 minutes complete. No more time updates for regulation. This ball thrown in. Bodley able to win it in the air. And now he'll throw it down. Ben able to head one up. Trying to get there is Campbell. The flag up and a foul called. Campbell from 24 yards out. This kick, too tall. An opportunity for Roy and crisis averted for Farmington. As we remain equal here, one apiece. Bingham. This ball headed right back down. Good piece of work as Alexander Judd come away with it for Farmington. Judd again plays near side with Ray. Ray able to send the ball ahead. Stewart in the air. Holbrook lofts one for Bingham. Bingham with it. And that ball loose as able to get back on it was Bodley. Boy, Cam Bingham almost set up with a second great opportunity. Instead, Roy able to handle it. Ben couldn't head one ahead for Campbell. Here's Hansen for Roy. Plays it to Ben. Ben, that one deflected by Beckman. And Farmington able to clear it out. Boy, sticking with it here is Carter Lloyd for Roy. He finds it again at his feet, trying to make a play. Roy able to regather. Sends the ball ahead. In the air, it's Beckman. Far side with Langeveld. Here's McCray. McCray. That ball lofted over. Stewart tracking that down defensively. Will play it out. Farmington will have a throw-in. Farmington to throw in. Looking for Langeveld. This headed out by Stimson. The follow, and this one sent to Tall, out of play. Just over the head of McCrae from Farmington. McCrae able to track it down. There's Pruitt. That one played through a couple of Roy defenders. Judd trying to keep it. Roy was able to disrupt momentarily. And now it's Holbrook with it. Marked by Moyes, and there's regulation. Each team put up a goal in the second half. We're heading to overtime here at Farmington. Start of overtime, 10 minutes on the clock. Goals in the 55th minute from Miles for Roy. Gave Roy the 1-0 advantage off of the PK. Farmington had the response in the 65th minute. Cameron Bingham with the goal, tying it up at 1 apiece. And now the first to score earns 3 points. Here's Roy, a roller through the box, cleared out by Carter Ray. As we'll play 2 10-minute periods. Again, the first to score will gather the win in this Region 5 match. This ball nearly turned over. Help there from Matson will play it out. Roy to throw in. Ben was able to hand that to the middle. Now here is Deontay Ben. Ben with a strike, just too high. That went off the football crossbar, hence the stoppage. As this ball sent behind Cam Bingham, as Stewart will drop that back now with Bodley, who will send it up and out of play. This ball in the air. Bingham tried to drop it back. Roy able to come away with it momentarily, but now it is Farmington with the possession. Here comes Jackson Ray. Ray wide from McCrae. McCrae in the box, left-footed shot on the ground. Bodley able to scoop it up. Good help there by Langeveld, who came back for Farmington in the midfield. He's had a nice match today. As Roy possessing with their defense now. That ball got past a number of players, and it's Cody Moore. Moore with a shot, and this is just wide. Cody Moore had an opportunity as Bingham had come out to try to defend, and Moore misses it wide. As that ball somehow got past 3 or 4 Farmington defenders. And the Phoenix fortunate that Moore just couldn't get that on frame. This ball sent up by Hanson. As Campbell was trying to get there, Farmington able to defend. Here's McCrae. And that one pushed a little beyond his ability to keep it. And then near side, great job tracking that down by Carter Ray. Here's Jackson Ray. Ray got tripped up. And the call there from the center. Carter Ray will take the kick for Farmington. That headed out from the top of the box by Parker Stewart. And a whistle here. And now we're going to get a card. Into the box. Boy, Bingham had come out to play that, and it is sent out of the box by Farmington. This ball still in play. Broken up. I think that was Judd. And the challenge from behind. The foul here called on Hanson. Farmington. This ball in play near side, looking for Langeveld. And played out for a throw-in here by Carter Lloyd. Judd to throw in to Jackson Ray. And Ray pushed down. The linesman there able to call it. McCray will take it. Touches to Langeveld. Had to slow up. Able to regain his footing. Drops this back. The one-timer. A roller that Bodley able to gather. Bodley throws this up to Bennett midfield. He's able to head it up. Roy giving chase, but Bingham able to call off the defense and let that roll back to him. There's Mattson. Looking ahead, but played that right to Stimson at midfield. Touched ahead for Ben. As it was Campbell that came over and couldn't possess it for Roy. And a flag up, the foul called there on Bingham. Those arms came up, just hard to convince an officiating crew that you had no bearing on the opposing player go to the turf when the hands are up like that. Headed out by Judd, but it goes right to Hansen. Farmington now able to clear, but off the side of the foot, and this out of play. Substitutions on both sides. Carteret back on the pitch for Farmington. Dallin Watkins back on for Roy. As we're through 88 minutes, so no more time updates in this first overtime. This ball sent right back up. Bingham able to come out, gather off the bounce, able to beat Dallin Watkins to the ball, who's putting on the pressure for the Royals. Good kick from Bingham. Takes a high hop. Roy couldn't get the clear. As Holbrook tried to send one up. Farmington now finds themselves with the possession. Try to get it back to Carter Ray. Carter touches around the defense. Can he keep this in play at that end line? Carter tries to center, and a nice job by Bodley able to come out and gather before Cameron Bingham could get to it. Headed up for Ben. That clearance went off the Roy player. We had a stoppage here from our center. We call the handball. So Farmington will touch it down. Beckman in play. Carter Ray through a couple of Roy defenders. Plays this for Holbrook. Holbrook finds some support with Jackson Ray. And that deflected out off of Roy. Looking to throw one in for Langeveld. Here's Carter Ray. Over the head of McCray. McCray trying to track this down, keep it in. Will do so. McCray still with it. McCray in the box. Had that just touched away by Roy. And now Watkins able to play that out off Farmington. Roy will throw in. Center checks the clock. Here's Langeveld. Tried to play to the middle. Nobody there for Farmington. There's the whistle. The first overtime has come to a close. 90 minutes complete here at Farmington. Still one apiece. We head to the second overtime. 90 minutes complete. We'll play 10 more. Of course, once one scores, the match complete. This ball sent ahead for McCray. McCray behind the defense. Left-footed shot, and it curls away from the frame and out of play. Mason McCray was that close. Boy, a great look for Farmington and maybe one of their better scorers. Just missed it. This ball touched ahead, and a nice job of shielding by Carter Lloyd as he wouldn't allow Astle to get around him to make a play on that ball. Long kick here from Bodley. Is Bingham able to gather it? Bingman's kick. Goes backward. All the way to Bodley. Sends us ahead for Vanderwerf. A challenge there by Pruitt. Farmington, boy, thought they had it, but a missed pass in the middle of the field. Here's Stimson. Back with it for Roy. And Pruitt. He will send this away. Astle there was trying to pressure. Still is now. Job stepping up that time by Carter Ray. Will not allow that ball through. And Carter Ray with it again. Farmington trying to get an opportunity, and that pass broken up by the defense of Daxton Tucker for Roy. Trying to connect with McCray on another run. Far side here, Roy. This ball kept in play. Looking ahead, and this is going to be too far in front of Vanderwerf, as Bingham will take care of that off the bounce. With some nice touches here by Roy, and they've got Campbell. Campbell played this one too far ahead, and Bingham comes out there and plays it away, and now out for the Roy throw-in. Well, it's been a good day in net for Zach Bingham. I know he gave up the one. It was on a PK, but Roy's had a couple of good looks, opportunities like that, and Bingham's been up to the task every time. Roy to throw in, looking for Ben in the box. Players on both sides go down. No call from the center. This one sent up the field, just beyond McCray. That ball deflected, allowed to go through before being cleared out by Matson. Daxton Tucker to throw in. Looking top of the box. Ben had it. No call from the official there as Ben went down. Could hear some Roy fans wanting one. Farmington fans saying no. As Bingham couldn't bring that down to play it. Roy possessing here on the far side as we are now in our 95th minute. That one given away by Stimson at midfield. Tried to get one again for McCray on a run on that sideline. A nice job by the Roy defense once again. Well aware of where number 2 is, and they've done a much better job in the second half and overtimes of limiting the effectiveness of Mason McCray after he had a couple good looks back in that first half. That ball tapped and just slides underneath McCray. Nice job stepping up that time by Beckman. Here comes Farmington. They come near side with McCray, but he can't keep that in. It was just a step in front of him. Roy now will throw in as we are through 95 minutes. Pruitt came off there. Alexander Judd back on for Farmington. As Bodley sends this one up the field. That one in the air by Jackson Ray, but will go out of play. Roy to throw in. Looking up here for Campbell. Beyond him, but Campbell was able to settle it. Opportunity maybe. Hansen here plays ahead for Ben. Ben, the left-footed shot, can't get it. The right foot right into the chest of Bingham. And they've got their best offensive player from 17 yards out. And Ben throws it right to the keep. One that he will think about later, I'm sure. This one chipped ahead. Stewart there. But Farmington still with it. This is Holbrook. Plays it wide for Judd, but not enough behind it. Contact, couple players down. They both look to be okay. McCray on the wing, trying to get back to it. Broken up by Stewart, who's been solid on that back line for Roy all game long. Talking with Coach Charlesworth before the game, said Ethan Marker, one of his center backs, not playing today, just sick. He's okay, but mentioned needed his defense to play solid, and you could make an argument Parker Stewart has been really good on that back line, as have a couple of others. Is this one in the box and a foul called? And this in the box will go to a PK here drawn by Carter Ray in the 98th minute. Mason McCray from 12 yards out against Hudson Bodley. McCray for the win. Mason McCray nets the game winner, a PK in the 98th minute, and the Farmington Phoenix secure the 2-1 double overtime win. And just like that, the Phoenix and the Roy Royals now tied with 10 points apiece in Region 5, a huge region win for Farmington here at home. And our man of the match, boy, a number of different places we could go with this one. But I'm going to go with Carteret. I thought he was fantastic defensively today, as well as helped to create opportunities. Congratulations to Carteret on being our man of the match, and to the Farmington Phoenix securing a huge home win, and in fact revenge over the Roy Royals, who they lost to in double overtime up at Roy. 2-1, the final score of the Farmington Phoenix over Roy. For Vince Francis, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us here on Deseret News Rewind, presented by Intermountain Tosh. And be sure to go check out our new weekly videos hitting DeseretNews.com next week. Farmington defeats Roy 2-1 in double overtime.